Imagine that you currently have a credit card in your hand, a shopping app open on your phone, and you're thinking to yourself, just one more time. That voice doesn't sound unfamiliar at all, because that voice was taught to both you and your children. Advertisements, notifications, sale ends in 2 days warnings, the posts you see from people on social media, all of them have one single goal: to keep making you buy things constantly. And this desire has been designed perfectly. The refrigerator in your house is the latest model, but what's inside is unnecessary. Your bank account is in the negatives. Yet the urge to buy still exists because there is an emptiness inside people, and they think they can fill that emptiness by purchasing things. But right after buying something, the emptiness comes back again. And this condition actually has a scientific name: compulsive buying disorder. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video to support me for free and help me continue making these videos. And if you're curious about the advice I'll give you throughout the video, make sure to watch until the end. Now, let's get into the video. According to data from the World Health Organization, between 5 and 8% of the adult population in developed countries suffers from this shopping addiction. And among younger generations, the rate keeps increasing every year. But in Japan, many children grow up completely unaware of this disorder. And the interesting part is this: Japan has an even stronger consumer economy than many countries in the world. Stores shine brightly, advertisements appear on massive LED screens, and almost everyone has easy access to technology. Despite that, Japanese people have much lower levels of shopping addiction compared to other nations. So why? The reason isn't a law or a punishment. The reason is the identity they have created. First, let's understand this. Shopping addiction is not caused by weak willpower. It is directly related to the brain. The human brain releases dopamine the moment it sees a reward. This is important because dopamine is not released when you receive the reward, but the moment you see it. That's why pressing add to cart feels more pleasurable than actually receiving the product in your hands. The brain enjoys chasing the reward more than obtaining it, and today's consumer industry knows very well how to exploit this biological weakness. Endless scrolling, personalized recommendations, timed discounts, and social approval systems are all designed to keep the dopamine cycle constantly active. Japanese children grow up with a food culture called Bento from a very young age. Bento is a small but complete meal. What matters here is not small, but complete. Neuroscience research shows that smaller but meaningful rewards activate the brain's dopamine cycle more slowly, but in a healthier way, while large and instant rewards disrupt dopamine balance and make people desensitized, causing them to want even more. In scientific literature, this is called hedonic adaptation. Because Japanese children grow up with bento culture, they unconsciously send the signal to their brains. It doesn't have to be excessive. Small but meaningful is enough. This ordinary-looking eating habit actually helps the brain release dopamine in a much healthier way in the background. And you can try this too. Before going shopping, ask yourself, what is the smallest thing I truly need today? And only buy that. But at the same time, don't ignore your actual needs either. This tactic is for people who go to the store to buy one thing and come back with 10. And the real treasure of Japanese culture lies in another concept: Mottainai. Mottainai expresses the sadness felt when an object, food, or anything else is wasted, fails to reach its full potential, or is used carelessly. In Japan, saying this word to a child would create a deep feeling of sadness within them. For Japanese people, wasting something is not just an economic loss, but also a moral loss of value. According to research conducted at the University of Minnesota, repairing and rebuilding a broken object creates a much greater feeling of satisfaction than buying a new one, because fixing something gives people a sense of achievement and active investment. Now we come to another extremely powerful reason that you probably didn't know about: the absence of forced showing off. In the West, especially after social media became part of our lives, what we wear, what we use, and where we vacation became forms of status. In a comprehensive meta-analysis published in the Journal of Consumer Research, social comparison was found to increase impulsive buying urges by 40 to 60%. The fact that uniforms are mandatory in Japanese school culture is a consciously designed masterpiece that greatly reduces this social pressure. And the Japanese proverb, "Deru kugi wa utareru," meaning "the nail that sticks out gets hammered down," is a powerful saying that suppresses the greedy urge to own more than others. Do you remember the famous marshmallow experiment conducted at Stanford University that we mentioned in the previous video? The one where children were given marshmallows and told they would receive more if they waited. At the end of the experiment, the children who waited generally had better outcomes in life, while those who didn't wait ended up in worse situations. But that's not the real point. The real point is this: whether the children could wait or not was highly connected to trust. The children who believed the promised reward would actually come were the ones who waited. Children who grew up in unstable families ate the marshmallow immediately because they thought the reward would never come. Japanese children grow up with a sense of stability, predictability, and sufficiency. A child learns to accept that what they currently have is enough. But being constantly exposed to modern consumer culture destroys this mindset. It constantly tells you, something better will come, something prettier will appear, you're still behind, and it makes you addicted to seeking instant gratification. Instead of telling their children, spend less, Japanese parents teach them the mentality that spending money on good and sensible things makes you a good person. And the difference between those two ideas is critical, because rules break under pressure, but an identity resists pressure and becomes even stronger. Saying, I will spend less this month is a rule, but saying, I am someone who knows my own value and can feel happy with sufficiency is an identity. A rule is a restriction, while identity comes from within and shapes behavior. Once the identity of I am a producer, not just a consumer, is formed, a person's financial behaviors change for life. Now let's look at how you can build this identity. If you experience another impulsive buying urge, wait 48 hours before purchasing anything, because research shows that these impulsive urges usually disappear within 48 hours. This way, at the end of those 48 hours, or even during them, you can make more rational purchases that you actually need. If you have a broken item at home that you no longer use, try repairing it yourself with your own abilities. For 1 week, save or write down every advertisement you see on social media, and then ask yourself, if I had never seen this product, would I still want it? Do I truly need it? Reward yourself with small but meaningful rewards. You can go for a short walk, cook your favorite meal, or even enjoy a small cup of coffee. Integrate this into your life and turn it into a daily routine. What makes Japan so different from many other cultures is not punishments or rules. Japan teaches us this: the reason behind shopping addiction is not weak willpower, but the absence of a formed identity. And the only way to fix it is for a person to build that identity within themselves. Try to understand Mottainai, give more value to small rewards, and whenever you feel the urge to buy something, ask yourself this: do I actually want this product, or do I want the feeling I believe this product will give me? Most of the time, the answer is the second one, and that feeling can be created in a much healthier, much cheaper, and much more permanent way. And that is exactly what Japan teaches its children.